Hi, welcome. I'm Priscilla Batzell. This is Expressionist Fluid Art Studio Gallery's demonstrations and tutorials. Let's have some fun. My little acetate tools. This is a 14 by 14 inch canvas that I have pre-primed with Mead and Black paint. That's a nail art tool that may come into play. And this is a silicone rubber brush, also may come into play. So I want to do a tree form. And I say form because it's going to be surrealistic, to say the least. And I want a little bit of background at the bottom, and I think I'm going to swipe with whatever's handy. And I have some green, so maybe I'll use that. This is interference green. And I don't want a thick coat of anything, I really don't, because I want to be able to put squeezed out lines from my tree trunk and then swipe through them to create them. But I do have Perfect Peacock, which is a Vivid Intense, I believe, in an evidently very hard to squeeze bottle. And even though it's green, it's not the same green I'm thinking I have in Cell Activator, which is a color I made up. That's not squeezing well at all. I have some Vivid Intense Teal and Payne's Gray mixed with golden diamonds. Might as well use it, right? And I'm thinking I'm just going to grab a card, maybe, to swipe with. Like I said, I don't want this thick. Hopefully this isn't juicy. Tried to shake it. That's Fandango. I always want to put a little purple in. I'm not sure if I've got enough left in the bottom of my container, but I'm going to give it a shot. Just because I like how it makes other things pop. And I don't need to fill in everything. Looks like I'm plugged. If it's breathing, it's not out of that hole. Okay, so let me grab a different thing. I've got Wild Orchid, that'll work. Doesn't hurt to change things up once in a while. It's not dark, but that's okay, we got black for that. Now I'm going to use the dish beside me. Some of that green. I'm going to try the green at least. I don't think I got anything to lose by wasting some paint. Here's the card. Oh, you know what I've got? I've got a folded piece of acetate I've wanted to try forever. This is just one of my playing cards I usually use. I think I need to go in the opposite direction. I think I want more green cell activator because it's looking like it's working pretty well. Although it would have been better if I'd left the top open. I kind of want some black. What I've got is cobalt teal, cobalt turquoise. I'm going to try some of that as well. I don't think anything will hurt anything at this point, except for the paint I just put on my card. Okay. Guess I wasn't paying attention. I wanted to keep some of the black holes and make a very organic shape. Nothing meant to be perfect about it. It might be time to just go ahead and give myself permission to use one of my silicone rubber brushes and one of my acetate tools. I think I'm just going to steal the rest of the paint that's on here. And whatever shape comes out is the shape. The center will probably be my gnarly tree trunk. I really don't want any bubbles, but I don't know how solidly that green will show up because it's all cell activator that I've got up there by the horizon line. And I still want to use my acetate tool, but I don't want to leave any paint behind. I guess I'm OCD. At least to a point. I'll wipe that off, throw that card in the bucket, which is just a bucket of water. And I'm going to grab something else. I've got, oh, this is blue-black. I don't know how that'll work, but that might be really nice. I might as well try it. If it'll open. Yep, it's going to open. They don't stay very thick, that's for sure. Now it's on me. But I don't think it matters much what happens to this section. But I can certainly use more cell activator. I just don't know if cell activator and cell activator activate together. Looks kind of interesting, I guess. I could have used some gold. Alright, let's get on with what I have in mind. Which I am going to use some gold and some white. I am covered with cell activator though. Now I'm just trying to be spontaneous. I really don't actually believe that I need very much paint. So it's kind of important where it goes, but the first time out is an experiment, so I can't fault myself for getting it right or wrong. I usually find a way to make something work out. I should be able to drag out whatever I want. I haven't decided about what goes in the foliage on top. That might be a tomorrow thing. That's a little gnarly, which is what I wanted. Let's keep it going up. Oh, I got a branch where I wasn't expecting one. I keep dipping the bottle in. It's not a good thing. Sometimes it's probably okay though. Now, what did I decide I had to do with that? I might just want to drop a little gold right in the bottom. You know, that looks so good. I could probably give myself tree roots too. I really like how that gold looked. I want to hurry up. I'm thinking I might just go ahead and replicate the wild orchid and put that in the tree. I've got other things saved out. I put it away. But nothing makes me a lot happier than this. And I'm going to put a little bit right there too. Let's put another color, and I'm wondering what that should be, but I think I'm going to risk making it pink, because if I make it pink, which is jasmine, It'll go with the Wild Orchid. And probably I can use Teal Cell Activator. I think I'm being called, it's been a while, to Saffron, which probably hasn't been used long enough to require at least one good shake. I wish I'd opened that bottle of Deep Amethyst. I think I'm going to risk a little. I like my bottom half, except for the bubbles. And there are a few of them. I kind of want some green. I don't think that that's part of the plan that I had. But I just love the combination of the cerulean blue and the green. I don't believe it's going to hurt anything. Let's just consider it moss on the tree. Yeah, I definitely like that. And I intend on being able to dip my paint in. Maybe I should try that next. I meant to put a little burnished copper in there. Maybe I'll do that as well. Seems like an odd combination to me if it's open. I remember this is not attractive when it comes out, but it dries pretty. And it's sort of bark colored, so it's not far off the... Oh, I just dipped my knuckle in. So I think right now I'm going to start by making some marks with my silicone brush even before I decide to go ahead and swipe. Now, whatever I do with the top will probably help me forgive myself for whatever I find unattractive at this point. There's not much point in getting overly involved in the bottom half because the bottom half is going to get swiped. But I'd like some reasonably interesting branches. They don't have to be perfect. Okay, it's time. I'm going to try it. I'm going to start with the white, and I might go to Dancing Fuchsia, but I definitely want to start with the white. And I think I'm going to use my small tool, even though it's got green on it. When I said gnarly, I meant gnarly. And it looks pretty gnarly, which is actually a good thing. Although I have a lot of paint. On my tool. And it's not selling. I wonder why it's not selling. It might look cool anyway, better. kind of want to take my nail art tool right now, see if I can carve down a branch or two. Maybe use it to make some more branches also. It's definitely feeling more like a part 2 coming up. But I can use all my scrapings from my nail art tool, I think, to make more colorful branches. It was an experiment that needed to be done anyway. See, I made a gap and then I filled the gap. That was pretty cool. I might want to do it again and again. I could spend a long time and it would be fun to do what I'm doing. And I'm just going to figure that anything that I don't like I said, I'll cover up or add to. It's hard not to expect to have the overflow from where you pick up your paint. It's maybe not the best yet, but it could get a lot more interesting with some practice. I just had to try it. I figured it would look like a root no matter what. Use the cobalt teal. There we go. And I'm going to use a silicone lid that I have as a guide to make a half circle for a moon. And for that moon I am going to use Dazzling White Deco Art. I could have probably used that interference gold that I'm looking at now, and I'm kind of wishing I had, but I'm going to try and find a clean spot. Good luck with that, Priscilla. I'm not going to worry about having an overabundance. I'm going to wipe off as much of it as I can. And hope I don't. Well, I've got Q-tips standing by, so it'll be okay no matter what. Put this in sideways. Oh, I got drips. So I'm a little clumsy today. I'll use the Q-tip. I like to spit on them, make them moist. Now, it's time to figure out how I'm going to do this. I don't want a ton because I'd really like to be working on the top half. I'm going to try my silicone rubber brush. I thought about using regular white, Vivid Intense White, to just drown out the black background and then come back and do it later, but it seemed like if I was going to put a double layer down, I might as well put down what I want. I also thought I would use a straw, which I obviously changed my mind about. But I might still use a straw, because the straw makes things that look like craters. And if I have a little black edge along the horizon underneath the moon, I think that's probably not a bad thing. I don't mind that. That'll flatten out some. It's got GAC 800 and Floetrol in it, so I'm just going to wipe off my tool so I can use it sooner than later. And as it begins to set up, you can go back in and add some more indentations for the straw. So I should explain, when the camera shut down, I was about a third of the way through with these branches, and so I just kept using a nail art tool, digging in and coming back and putting more paint down and dragging it out until I got what I wanted. For the moment, I'm going to put this aside and make a pan of colors. And I'm also planning on adding some stars. So I'm going to put a little bit of white. I'm going to put a little bit of everything, I think. Well, maybe not everything. I'm going to try and put enough paint in here so I can scoop it up with my little oriental soup spoon. This is Fandango. Which I really like with cerulean blue, and I think I'm going to combine them. I want a lighter color green, which in this case is triple sec. Assuming I can get it open easily. Actually, I don't care if I can or not. I'm just going to pull the top off. And I did clean out my deep amethyst. I don't think there's a lot left, but there's probably enough. I've got purely peacock. Pretty sure this one requires a little bit of a shake. Now when I use my spoon, I'm going to scoop colors in dribble form into the foliage area, and then I'm going to attempt to use some cell activator, and if I like it, that's great, and if I don't, this is cerulean blue. If I don't, I'll just spiral things out. I also pulled out periwinkle, which probably will not stay very light. Probably dry darker. I've still got green, yellow green. I want to call it green gold every time. It would be helpful if it would just flow freely. Oh, and it can't because it's clogged. I want to put a rogue color in there. Like, I don't know. Dancing Fuchsia comes to mind. But I've got Twilight Orchids saved out, so maybe that's the one. If I run out of time, I'll probably fast forward through parts. That is so close to the deep amethyst in the pan, at least. it makes me still want a rogue color. In this case, I think it's going to be saffron. And I might wind up adding some pink. I can always add any color I want. And that might also include, I just thought of, yellow-orange. Yeah, I like that. Doesn't keep me from wanting more pink. I've got tickled pink. If the cell activator doesn't work the way I want it to, which it may or may not, at least the colors will be good. I never did use the interference gold. Well, I wanted to make sure I had enough paint, and it looks like I'm going to be able to work with what I've got. The cell activators I pulled out are green and yellow and turquoise. The yellow, I believe, is a custom mix. And where's my little spoon? Here's my little spoon. I've had that for, I don't know, more than 10 years now. So here goes nothing. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, I've got my acetate tools. 1, 2, 3. I don't know which one is going to work best, so I pulled out 3. Oh, I've got white as well. That's the Atelier Cobalt Turquoise. I think it was an Atelier blue and green. Whoops. That's really liquid. I still use them even though they don't last with any kind of weight to them. I'm going to go for the big one in the big spot first. I'm going to grab all 3. So I've got A little bit of dioxazine purple. A little bit of dancing fuchsia, which I think I like quite a bit. I might want to use more of. I'm not sure if it's going to sell or not. But I am going to take the paintball end of this skewer Hi, this is Priscilla. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And if you'd like to be super helpful, please join the membership. My art is for sale. I'm here to help. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I have 2 books on paint pouring. They're found in the Amazon link, and the Amazon link is found on the link tree in the description underneath the video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you come again. Bye for now. Priscilla out.